man. Just got another flash code of a random misfire again. Same old fun. Well, today we're going to have to start focusing on getting the top on. Not only is there money and time, and by the grace of my great neighbors, but the main factor in everything is the weather. And being tomorrow they're calling for rain, the number one thing we have to do is get the top put on. We mold scrubbed our support that keeps the cover from sticking to the deck, but we sure aren't going to be using this guy again. We found even after we power wash them, it comes back right away. So we have something in this box and this tablecloth that may actually solve this situation. So let's go get it opened up. We'll find a missing bolt that holds on the compass cover that I lost yesterday. Race boat life. We also need to do some zip ties in a place or two and a couple other things. So off we go. This is from just sitting overnight. This is why we have a full cover instead of just a hurricane top. The driveway has a nice pitch for the house, but it doesn't make good for parking a boat and trying to keep an angle to where it'll drain out the rear. And after a big day like yesterday, sometimes we just have to pump out the front end, make sure it dries out a little bit. One thing you'll find out on a race boat, zip ties are a mainstay. They are everywhere. I should have invested in them. But we got a couple missing right here. So I'm going to get those replaced while we're in here. Even though everything looks dangerous as all get out, we've made a conscious effort to make sure that we have rounded every corner, cleaned off or rounded every sharp edge, and every zip tie gets clipped off as tight as we possibly can, including hose clamps. We use clamp aids on everything. Got a scar 4 inches long on my forearm just because of clamp. Never again. Well, I think we found one of the washers. One more washer and a nut to go. Jackpot. Ah, the missing piece. That's cool. Those odd looking things are Ritchie 500 covers. Now they would slip on, and under normal conditions that would be fine. But when ours is towed, you could see winds of 65 miles an hour, which would put them into the stratosphere. So we drilled the sides of our Ritchies here and put these inserts in. And now we can actually take our cover and screw them down. They're not going anywhere, and we've already tested them. We've shown the valves inside the boat to control water. Now this is how we actually get water inside the boat without dragging a hose inside. Right here you have a freshwater intake, and with it you just take this little plug out, plug your garden hose in, turn it on. We like the design so much, we actually put them in all our boats. No more dragging a dirty hose into a boat. So we have our new classic accessories top. We've had really good luck with them in the past. They seem to hold up quite well. let's get it closed up before we get it rained on. Okay, looks a little pudgy, but it'll stretch out. Just don't want it to get wet again. So the story goes, there was a much younger, new race boat owner, and he purchased a brand new top for it. And in the process, he had all these little tabs hanging all over the place and thought that was a mess. So he decided that he'd cut them off and then take a lighter and seal the ends. And that's all he pretty much did. And he moved on to the next one. Well, by the time he picked up the next one and took out his scissors once again, he looked back at the first one and it was on fire. And not just on fire itself, but the top itself was on fire. And from that point on, we always thought that we would try to buy one of these, and now we have. They always seemed like such a splurge because, you know, how often are you cutting ropes or straps or stuff like that? But now that we have it, let it glow. And off we go. Let it glow. And off you go. We can't wait to use this thing more. Be sure to like and subscribe to our videos. It's not hard, just push that little stupid button over there. Being an outsider, it gives you other limitations. You've got, but the main always, this is just what we leave our 100-foot extension plugged into the door on a coat hook for. And then take a pair of, so the story goes, there was a much younger race boat owner who just recently